Imagine living in a town so small, everyone knows your name, and then one night, someone you've always known suddenly disappears. No signs of struggle, no goodbye, just gone. In Ocilla, Georgia, that's exactly what happened. A beloved teacher, a former beauty queen, walked into her home one October night in 2005 and was never seen again for years. Her case grew colder, her face lingering on missing posters while her family and students waited for answers. This is a haunting story of Tara Grinstead, the woman who vanished, and the secrets that would take more than a decade to surface. Before we dive into the mysterious case, take some minutes to ask yourself, how can a vibrant woman walk into a home one night and never came out? And give us your honest review down in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as we have thousands of cases to uncover. So stay with us. Ocilla, Georgia, wasn't the kind of place people expected mysteries to unfold. Tucked into Irwin County, the town was quiet, modest, and steady. The kind of place where Sunday mornings meant church bells and evenings ended with neighbors waving across porches. And in the heart of this community was Tara Grinstead. Tara wasn't just another school teacher. At 30 years old, she had built a reputation as someone who carried herself with both grace and authority. Her students described her as fair but firm. Her colleagues spoke of her dedication. Outside the classroom, she was known for her beauty, the kind that carried her through pageants across Georgia, though she wore it with humility. She had the long brunette waves, the warm brown eyes, and the smile that people remembered. But Tara wasn't living a perfect life. Behind the polished appearance was a woman navigating heartbreak, self-doubt, and the universal question, what comes next? Saturday, October 22nd, 2005, began like any other day in Tara's busy life. That evening, she attended a beauty pageant, one of many she mentored girls through over the years. Friends said she was vibrant that night, her presence lighting up the room. Afterward, she stopped by a friend's barbecue. Laughter, conversation, and food stretched into the evening. But Tara left around 11 p.m., telling friends she was heading home. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. When Monday came, Tara never showed up for work. This was more than unusual. It was alarming. Tara was punctual, dependable. Her absence immediately sent a ripple of worry through the school. Colleagues reached out, but no answer. Soon, a neighbor and friend checked on her home. Tara's white Mitsubishi sat in the driveway, but she wasn't inside. Something was wrong. Inside her modest house, investigators noted unsettling details. A bedside lamp was tipped over. The alarm clock was unplugged. Her purse, keys, and cell phone were missing, but her dog, loyal and waiting, was still there. In the yard lay a single latex glove, an item out of place in a town where most doors were left unlocked. The town mobilized immediately. Friends, family, and volunteers organized search parties. Helicopters scanned fields. Bloodhounds combed wooded areas. Flyers plastered with Tara's face covered storefronts, telephone poles, and church bulletin boards. But Tara was gone. It was as if she had evaporated into the Georgian night. With no signs of forced entry, investigators turned their focus toward people in Tara's life. The most obvious name was Marcus Harper, Tara's ex-boyfriend. A former Army Ranger and police officer, Marcus and Tara had been in an on-again, off-again relationship. While he denied involvement and provided an alibi, rumors swirled. In a small town, whispers grew louder with each passing day. Other leads pointed toward students who admired her or acquaintances who might have wanted more from her than she was willing to give. Yet none of these paths led anywhere concrete. The latex glove was tested for DNA, but the results didn't provide answers. For weeks, then months, the trail grew colder. As the years passed, Tara's disappearance became one of Georgia's most haunting mysteries. National networks covered the story, but no breakthroughs came. Her family held vigils, marking the anniversaries of her vanishing with candles and prayers. Her mother, Faye, clung to hope, while her father, Billy, wore grief plainly on his face. The students Tara once taught grew older, graduating and moving on, but always remembering the teacher who never came back. For 12 long years, the case remained unsolved, a ghost lingering over Ocilla. Then, In February 2017, the silence broke. Bo Dukes, a former student from the local high school, confessed to knowing what had happened to Tara. His words pointed investigators to his friend, Ryan Alexander Duke, another former student. According to Bo, Ryan had shown up at his house one night in October 2005, panicked and distraught. Ryan confessed that he had killed Tara. Together, they drove to a pecan orchard owned by Bo's family. There, they burned Tara's body until nothing recognizable remained. It was the break no one expected. Ryan Duke was arrested and charged with Tara's murder. But the case was far from over. At first, Ryan confessed to the crime, but later recanted, claiming he had been coerced into admitting guilt. He insisted it was Bo Dukes, not him, who was responsible. The courtroom became a battlefield of conflicting stories, shifting blame and lingering doubt. Bo Dukes was sentenced to 25 years in prison for concealing Tara's death and lying to investigators. Ryan's trial dragged on until 2022. In the end, Ryan Duke was acquitted of murder, but convicted of concealing Tara's death. His sentence, 10 years. For Tara's family, the verdict brought some answers, but no real closure. Tara Grinstead's story isn't just about crime or justice. It's about the fragility of life and the shadows that can hide in the most familiar places. She was a teacher, a daughter, a friend. Her smile lit classrooms, her dedication shaped futures, and her absence left an irreplaceable void. Even with confessions, convictions, and headlines, one truth remains. No one could ever truly say what Tara endured in her final moments. Her case is a reminder that mysteries don't always end neatly. Sometimes, even when the answers arrive, the questions never stop echoing. And in the quiet streets of Ocilla, the memory of a vanished teacher still lingers, a reminder of a night when the town lost one of its brightest stars.